All right, what's going on, party people? This your man Griff. Just about done doing my doc prep, and I just wanted to just share some stuff with y'all real quick. Um, okay, look, I know it's a, or well, I didn't realize it was. I guess it. I'm finding out that it's a touchy subject. Now I'm just looking to see if I can do this order on the 5th at 1 o'clock. Yeah, what I did was I wrote down all of the times that I'm booked on some yellow stickies here, so that when an order comes in and I'm on the thing recording, I can glance at that and know whether or not I have a spot available. All right. So here's the deal. I've learned that this thing of how many signing companies to sign up for is really a touchy subject for a lot of people. Why? I don't know, and I really don't care. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just being real with you. Um, you can sign up for as many companies as you want. That is totally up to you. Your justification for doing it is your justification. And I'm not saying that nobody's contacting me trying to justify. I'm just saying, yeah, I have both of them do that. I'm just saying, you do you. So I decided that I wanted to figure out how much work am I getting from the signing companies that I'm signed up with. So I did a quick rough thing about an hour ago and found out that, okay, right now I know definitively I have 397 orders that I have done and I am going to be doing, and that carries all the way out to August the 13th. So I said, okay, how many of these? And I said, well, how many signing companies I'm with? Based off of what I pulled together and looked through and all of that, I'm signed up with 10, 10 signing companies, getting orders from them from time to time, a lot of times, sometimes, 10 of them. Okay, out of that 10, 358 of the 397 is coming from two companies. It's coming from two companies. So you roughly can say 20%. So 20% of my orders are coming through two companies out of 10. And I know some people will say, well, then double that and then you'll get more. That's not necessarily so. So those two companies, signing order and not notary, SnapDocs, is sending me at least in this case on a monthly basis close to $5,000, maybe $6,000, $5,000 to $6,000 a month easily between those two, and then the rest is coming from a few companies here and there. In running a business, you have to be strategic. You can't, in any financial planner, any um, business consultant will tell you, you have to be strategic in what you do. If you ever looked at the lion is out there hunting, and they're out there in the savannah, out there in the open plains, and they see all of these animals. The young, inexperienced hunters, they just run out there after any and everything that's moving and end up not catching nothing. And in some cases, messes it up for everybody else because they're just out there running and just grabbing any and everything, just trying to I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna get you. And then they stop and they tired. And while the more experienced lines are sitting back like, all right. And they start communicating with each other however they communicate. And they're looking at the place and they're like, okay, well, we know trying to chase over here, the ground ain't right, and we could end up hurting ourselves. So even though the easier prey to catch is over there, but the animal's smart and they got the easy catch over here where they know we really can't. We're not in the we don't have the advantage. They have the advantage of the ground footing and we don't. So we might have to go after something a little bit harder, but it's over here where we can have the advantage of the footing so we can make the turns and stuff. I'm just surmising that that's what they're doing. The bottom line is they're not just out there running all wild and rampant at stuff. The ones who do end up not getting anything. But they have a right to do that. Just as you have a right to sign up with whoever signing company you with, I just try to take a more strategic approach. And that's all I'm sharing is my perspective on being more strategic in your business on the way that you approach things. Not everything can be based on a tip or trick, because everybody's always talking about what kind of tips you have, what kind of tricks you have. There's no tips and tricks. It's just here's how to do the job. Just because it's not working as fast as you want doesn't mean that there's some kind of secret sauce that you need to grab a hold of or pay for that's going to get you ahead. Because one of the problems is that a lot of people they'll sit out there and wait, and they'll wait. They're like, oh, you really don't want to work for it? Okay, you want somebody to you want somebody to just hook you up with a tip or trick? Okay, well, I'll come up with something. And people will make up stuff, and the next thing you know, you out here about to get eaten by the crocodiles. They tell the young lion, oh yeah, by the watering hole, yeah, that little piece of watering hole over there, yeah, that's where, go over there and stand right up against the edge. And they stand up against the edge, and next thing you know, they get snatched up by the daggone crocodile. Oh, I didn't mean that edge, I meant the other edge. All I'm saying is this. As a business owner, you have to be strategic. You just can't go running out here all wild, willy-nilly, and just like thinking that, okay, well, if I sign up for that, it's going to happen. I sign up for that just in the hopes of the happen chance no. Be strategic. Be a business owner. Too many people, as I've said before, are coming into this business like a W-2. Well, I'm gonna just apply for all these jobs out here and hope one of them hire me. Not all businesses, not all companies can work in every state. I've been told that multiple times on this journey as a notary, that not every company can operate in every state. That is why I keep saying it. Even recently, I was doing a closing with a guy from Wells Fargo, and he simply said that, and it's Boston National Title was the title company, and I forgot how we even got on the conversation, and it might have been the signer asking a question, and I think it was about, why was he able to do the closing at the house instead of going to the office? And the guy, and I believe the guy, that's where he was saying, and the guy said, well, with Boston National Title, they're a national title company and they got operations in all 50 states, so therefore they have access to notaries And that's what it was. And he said Wells Fargo chooses to use Boston National Title because they operate in all 50 states. So again, that tells you not every company can operate or does operate in all 50 states. So you can do whatever you want. Sign up for whoever you want. Don't sign up for whoever you want. But focus on running a business. And stop thinking that if you hit this magic number of 200 signing companies, I've arrived. All I got to do is just open my eyes and just take a dartboard and I just got orders left and right. It doesn't work like that. And if y'all haven't figured that out by now, then I don't know when you will. All right. And I had already started the doc prep, so don't think that I finished it in 2-3 minutes or whatever, however long I've been talking. And it's weird for me to be doing this and trying to focus on this at the same time. So I may seem all over the place, and I do apologize for that. But the bottom line is this. Personally, I never really cared how many signing companies anybody signed up for. I only did the video because people kept asking me about it. People would call me, and from a standpoint, and not trying to be funny, and please don't be offended by this, but a lot of people was calling me, as they've called other people, to justify their decision to do what they're doing. They heard something, and they're trying to find somebody who they feel has been in the business some time, or maybe have communicated or portrayed themselves as some type of expert or somebody who has some kind of expertise, and say, hey, well, what do you think about signing up for 100 companies? And that's a phone call that I would get. What do you think about it? Like, okay, I know what they think. Well, what do you think about it? Since you making all this money, not really, I'm not making all the money, but since you doing pretty well in the business, so what do you think about signing up for 100 signing companies? And I'm like, I don't see a need to do that. If not all of them are working in my area, why waste my time with somebody? That's my feelings. And I know somebody's going to hop in the comment section, probably unsubscribe, probably thumbs down, because you personally believe you should, and you probably have. And therefore, because I'm not saying what you want me to say, you're mad. And that's the number one thing I've learned, is that people are constantly going around looking for somebody to say what they want to be said in order to feel justified in the decision that they made. Don't come here looking to be justified in decision you made. You're a grown person. Do your thing. Do you, boo? I'm serious. Because guess what? I'm where I'm at because I did me. I heard a lot of information out there. The number one piece of information that I heard that everybody kept saying, and they're still saying it 4 years later, you don't need a dual tray printer. That's what I've heard. That's what I heard. Over and over again. You don't need a dual tray printer. Don't get a dual tray printer. Just get the page separator. When people push stuff, it got to be for a reason. Maybe they're getting a kickback. I don't know, but I'm like, when I'm at work, they got dual tray printers. Matter of fact, they got 3 and 4 trays on them to do letter, legal, A4 paper, 11 by 17. And then we going to do this business. Oh, you don't need dual tray. And I'm like, why don't I need a dual tray? Why is it so important that I don't get a dual tray printer? Wouldn't it be more efficient? So I tried not to have one. That didn't last. Oh, just use the front flip down tray. And I came to the conclusion real quick. Either y'all cheap or y'all playing me and putting me in a position to where I can't be effective in the business. I don't know which one it is, but all I know is not having a dual tray printer did not work for me. Now, maybe they're part of the crew that only does high dollar amount orders, so now you're only getting 1 or 2 orders a day. You got time to play with a tray and pull it out and straighten, and extend it and all of that. I ain't got time for that. I don't have time. Maybe you don't have the computer literacy to be able to set the dual tray printer up. I've heard people saying I can't figure out how to set the dual tray printer up, so they don't do it. So that's why they don't want one, because they can't figure out if it ain't come out set up out the box. So okay. But I never went calling around to people trying to justify the decisions that I made. I never called around to anybody saying, so what do you think about having a dual tray printer? I never did that. Own the decision that you're trying to make or that you have made. All I'm doing is trying to share my perspective, just like those people are sharing their perspective. They feel the way they feel, I feel the way I feel. Whether they can back theirs up, that's on them. I feel I can back my viewpoint up. But when I look at my numbers here, I don't care how many companies are sending me orders. As long as I'm able to make the money that I'm making. And some of the companies, CX Choice, in the beginning when I first started, they was dropping all kind of orders on me. Now, I ain't done not one this year with them. Zone, I can't even get my daggone profile straight with them because they keep telling me the information I'm sending them is wrong, and I'm sending it to them from the website they asked for. And because the website has it listed one way, and they talking about no, it needs to show when your stuff expires. It shows when you passed it. Well, that's the way it's on the website. The website has it that way. You can figure it out that, okay, if it's good for a year, if it said I got it done in 2021, that means 1 year later it expires. But because it doesn't say that on the website, they're like, well, we can't verify you. I'm like, but I passed the stuff. So I'm tired of that. BankServe, great company, so many people on it, I can't even get the order by the time. And then the app, and it's really, I don't even think it's so much about the number of people. The app is slow. The app is slow. I go on the BankServe and I try to look. I'm like, man, gone. Or I log on it first thing in the morning so it'll be all connected. Then when I go back to try to, okay, I got to re-log in. It's too slow. Everybody knows signature closers. When I went full time that first month, I did over $1,100 with signature closers. I think I've only done 85 in the last 2 or 3 months with them. Orders pop up and they just vanish. You don't even have a chance to respond. So I'm like, I'm just going with what comes in. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? And there's thousands of companies on signing order. There's thousands of companies on Snap. One company alone, I've done over 61 orders. Another company, I've done 39 orders. That's just on SnapDocs. Just on SnapDocs. I'm averaging 23 signings off a signing order a month. I'm averaging 23 orders that I get a month off a signing order. I'm doing 60. I'm trying to do 60. This month's going to be 50. 51 actually. And I'm getting the rest off of Snap and a few other places here and there. Case in point, the company Solidify. For months, I wasn't getting nothing from them. And then all of a sudden, bam, they just started popping. When the pandemic first hit, it went ghost with them. And then all of a sudden, it popped. I'm just doing what I can. But this thing of trying to get so caught up on how many companies you signed up for or doing it as a badge of honor, it ain't about that, people, okay? It ain't about that. It's about you doing good work, whether it's with one company or 10 companies. If you can't do good notarial work, nobody ain't gonna deal with your butt anyway. It's that simple. I'm trying to be strategic. This is my third business. I've learned to be more strategic in it. I'm not the young lion. I'm not going to just run out here and just start grabbing up stuff just because it's out there, just because somebody in a Facebook group says so, and they sound through their typing, they sound experienced, they sound so well together through their typing in Facebook, and their emojis make them look suave and debonair. They got to know what they're talking about. Look at the emoji that they put up there. None of that matters. None of that matters. You got to think for yourself as a business owner. And what makes me feel good is that there are a lot of people who have contacted me and said, yeah, they're starting to think for themselves. And they're starting to figure out, okay, not all this information that's being put out there is valid. It's just people's personal feelings. And some of it's mine, personal feelings, and that's fine. But some of it is just straight up bad information. And if you're unwilling to vet the information that you're getting, I'm not talking about always trying to challenge and call somebody wrong. There's a way to vet it. And you vet it by having a discussion with the person who's sharing it. You don't have a discussion by saying you're wrong, you don't know what you're talking about. You have a discussion and say, can you expound on it? Can you help me understand your viewpoint? How did you conclude to this? And many people call me and ask me that, and I give them an answer. And they're like, okay, cool, thanks. It doesn't mean that they agree with me. They still may disagree, but they have more clarity about what I said and why I said it. So the reason why I say you don't need to have 100 companies or sign up for 100 companies, sorry about that, is primarily because I've learned that not all the companies work in your area. That a lot of these companies are trying to get notaries to sign up in their databases or in their whatever database they have, so that they can use the fact that I have all these notaries available to me to get more business. So they're using us, and I understand it, so that they can look more legit. I got that. But you're looking more legit just to get started over there in Kansas, and you really don't have anything in Virginia, and you're still a year out from getting everything in place to even be able to handle an additional 3,000 orders a year coming from Virginia or the East Coast. When you are ready to come over here, hit me up. Because see, if let's just say you 2 years out, every year that I'm with you, I got to update my information with you. So every year I got to remember, okay, this company over here in Kansas that I don't get any orders from, let me update my information. The next year, let me update my information. And if you got 5, 10, 20 companies like that you're not getting anything from, and every year you got to update your information with them, that can be troublesome. That's why I don't focus on doing that. And then a lot of the companies I've tried to reach out to can't even get in contact with anybody. So that's my reasoning behind it. What your reasoning behind it for doing it, it's more than likely because you feel that you might have overpaid for what you've done to get into the business, and you trying to hurry up and make some money. And that's fine. Hurry up and make that money. Do what you got to do to make your money, and all of that. But if you're going to say you should sign up for 50, 100, 200, 300 companies, then let people know how many you actually getting business from. Let people know how much time it takes you to go back and every year update your credentials with each and every single one of those companies. Let them know that. Let them know how much time you got to stop. You got to take out of your time, your day, and go and update with them each and every year. Make sure you tell them that too. Don't just say, hey, go sign up for 200 companies. It worked for me. It worked for me. Yeah, it was great. I started getting orders and everything was just popping. Let them know how many orders you're getting. How many companies are actually sending you work. But again, you do what you want to do, okay? Because I'm going to do what I need to do for my business. I've been running businesses for a while. I have a different perspective on it. Many people out here, this is your first time doing it. And, you know, you do you. It's that simple. You do you. But I got my docs prep. I'm gonna go knock out these 2 house inspections that I need to do before. Look at this here order for Saturday. No, I'm not gonna do that. And see if any other house inspections out there. No more. So I got some house inspections to do and everything. But you know, if you're offended by what I'm saying here, you think I'm just being a blowhard or arrogant or what have you. Maybe. I don't know. I just know from my experience, this is where I'm at. And from your experience level, that's where you're at. You do you, I'ma do me. Respect me, I respect you. I've never told anybody that you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying, if you're going to do it, be strategic in doing it. And you can sign up for 100. Just make sure that you're not wasting your time, effort, and energy signing up for something that is not valid. And lastly, I know this has been a long video. The things that you're trying to do in your business, the things that you're attempting to do and the advice that you're taking. If you had kids and they was got here going to a job, would you tell your kids to follow the advice? That's the advice like you're following it. Would you tell your kid, hey, we'll just blindly do what they say? Or would you tell your kids, you know what, you probably want to check it out, want to investigate it? You tell your kids all the time, don't be just listening to all them people on Facebook. But then that's what you're doing. Don't be listening to all them people on YouTube, but that's what you're doing. You need to check it out before you go and execute it. But you're not doing it. The advice that you would give your son or daughter for when they come with information about whatever, you need to do the same for yourself. And I've asked that question to many people, and they're like, well, yeah, nah, I wouldn't have, nah, my son came to me, nah, I wouldn't. So the way you're coming, like, well, they said do this, and I'm going to do it. If your son came, yeah, they told me to sign up for 100 different colleges. Okay, what college, which degree you trying to major in? Kinesiology, sports medicine. And all 100 of them have a program in kinesiology and sport medicine. No, not all of them. So we're going to spend hours applying for 100 different colleges, knowing that don't even know if they even got a program. So why don't we do some research? But when it comes to this, common sense goes out the window. I'm just going to do it because it has to work. Because his emoji looked like it will work. Again, I got your back. You do you, I'ma do me. You wanna blow up my comments with whatever, thumbs down. It is what it is. But something, not all sense is good sense. It's just that simple. It's just that simple, especially coming off of Facebook. Not all of it, not all sense is good sense. Peace.